Yeah, good question. I guess each person brings to any endeavor, you know, their background. And I've noticed teaching that it's really pretty great when the students come from other fields from architecture. You know, some people knew the day they were born that they were going to be an architect, and many of the most profound work has been made by people like that who had a sort of singular orientation and vision. It's a very significant way to work. Another way to work is, you know, weaving in and out of experiences, and sometimes it can be really great to draw upon a whole, perhaps superficially irrelevant body of knowledge or thinking, you know, to influence the culture of a project. So things that one has read or things that one has made by hand, you know, can influence the culture of the project. So, you know, I was worried that somebody would say, what's the difference between art and architecture, or what does it mean to be an artist, architect, or, you know, ask those kinds of questions that are really broad and hard to answer. And so I was trying to think of answers for questions like that. One thought I had was that there may be a difference between, without suggesting that any one way is the right way to get to the punchline in this field, because it is such a complex and inherently interdisciplinary field. But one difference I think for some people is having actually made things with their own hands or had an intimate craft experience in some way or another might be somewhat different from always having thought of how to tell other people to do it. I don't know if that answers your question, but that was something I was, if I had to ask panelists other questions, I was going to ask them if that mattered to them. Now I'm completely confused. So.
It makes me think of, it makes me just think of when I worked in the A&P grocery store, and I was in charge of, I got promoted to the paper towel aisle. I was in charge of that. And then Jell-O was added, overseeing putting the Jell-O onto the shelves. And I look back at that and I realized that there was an art to that. You know, the way that things were composed, and my boss gave me the chance to compose those beautiful graphics and the Jell-O in the way that I wanted to. And people would always say that aisle is really amazing, you know?
Very
so
good.
That's something from my background. You know, I think that's a great way to approach life is, you know, making whatever situation that you're in better and more memorable.
Like I feel that architecture, everybody has different experiences, and your backgrounds are totally different. Amy's is different than mine, and Merle's different than that. So we're all sort of different. But